What's happening, everybody? Willie here, good old Wanna Go Fishing. Today I am out here in the mobile Wanna Go Fishing headquarters because we've been doing a lot of camping here recently, and there's been a lot of ponds and lakes, even rivers, where we've been camping, and I've been using a lot of baits. Now, I know last year I did the trout magnet week, and trout magnets, we saw they catch fish. They do. But I don't feel like I'd be doing this particular bait justice if I did not do a video specifically on it. And that bait is, let me grab one of them here real quick. These guys here, Charlie Brewer Crappie Sliders. Okay? I started using these things because visually, to me, they had the appearance of what should catch a fish. So I started using them a lot. I found myself in places where I would never have thrown or thought to throw something like this, and just threw it just because. So this weekend, which is last weekend, today is actually November 1st. Through the Halloween weekend, we stayed at a campground, and I fished several different ponds and a brackish river that runs through there. And I decided I was going to use nothing but Charlie Brewer Crappie Sliders. That's all I was going to use the whole time. And I'm going to tell you what, they amazed me because there's abundance of colors of these things. And I used them in the river, brackish water, could catch just about anything. I used them at 3 different ponds and a lake. Now what I'm going to do, a lot of the fish I caught weren't on film, but I did take pictures, okay? Because a lot of the places we were allowed to bring a golf cart, and so we took the golf cart, and I would literally pull up to somewhere, jump out of the golf cart, cast 3 or 4 times, and if I caught something, I'd stay a little longer. If I didn't, I'd jump back in the cart and take off. There wasn't a spot out there that I didn't stop, that I didn't catch fish. And I mean, I caught everything. I caught crappie, insert picture here somewhere. I caught, let's go to the brackish. I caught little striped bass, little tiny striped bass, picture here somewhere. I caught pretty good sized largemouth off of the pond where the office is at, with a fountain and everything, insert picture right in here. I caught, I went at night once off of the pier and caught some little white perch, picture here, and caught bluegill, a little bit of everything. So what I'm going to do is, all right, slow down, Willie. You're getting excited. You're leaving fish out. We also caught a speckled trout and a red drum, all on the Charlie Brewer Crappie Sliders. Carry on, Willie. Just quickly, we'll fly through my weekend which was a 3-day weekend I turned it into. And what we were catching, what we were using, nothing but Charlie Brewer Crappie Sliders. That was it. So let's take a look at that. That right there, Charlie Brewer Sliders. Just a grub with a paddle tail. It's a ribbed grub, basically, with a paddle tail. And man, I have caught all kinds of fish today on these things. This is my Johnson's Century 100 on a 3-weight 6-foot fly rod. I tried this just because I thought it was something different to do and it would be neat. The mechanics of it all are really why I did it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Really, it's nothing more than you're holding it, grab the string, hit the button, and cast. No different than really anything else. So let's try to catch some fish. Charlie Brewer Sliders, Johnson Century 100 on a fly rod. Click, and we're ready. Let's catch some fish. There you go. The Charlie Brewer Slider. This is a smoking silver sparkle. How I managed to keep him on the hook, I got no idea. Everything got tangled up. The wind had me all wrapped around the end of the tip of my rod. There you go. First one. Okay, we're going to spice things up a bit. We're going to go with a pink and a white, with a white and pink, or more of a chartreusey pink. Not chartreusey. What's that? What's the word I'm looking for? Hot pink? Is that still a thing? I know it was in the 80s. We're going to give that a try. There we go. There we go. And another crappie. That time he went for the old pink and white. Not bad. Pink and white. Let's continue on with that old pink and white. There we go. Now that's a good fish right there. Not that any fish isn't a good fish, but that's a good fish. So, what's funny about all this? What's funny to me is this is nothing like a color that they would find in their environment in any way. Unless somebody threw their bubble gum in, you know, in the water. But you end up catching stuff like that. Just crazy. There we go. I slowed down my retrieve at the last second. Now, where have y'all been? Man, y'all are cold. The water's cold down there. Nice little fella. Yep, there you go. Slower retrieve. That is pretty funny, actually. Further out. Fish are cold. Well, so far the old Charlie Brewers are living up to their status of being the crappie. Come here now. Crappie bait, but I'm catching just about everything you could catch with these things. Another nice little crappie. See you later. There we go. You're good size, whatever you are. Oh, that's a big bluegill. Well, not a big bluegill, but a bluegill. Actually, I think that's a red breast. Do. You were hungry, huh? Do. And you're cold. You're just cold as you can be. Thank you. See ya. There we go. Yep, they're digging that slow rolling thing. Definitely digging the slow roll. Nice crappie there. This place is all catch and release. I can tell you of about 50 fish I've caught in here that it's lucky it's catch and release. Look at that guy. And there it is, just fell right out of his mouth. Pink and white. That's a good fish. He loved him some pink and white. Thank you, big fella. I'm gonna slowly ease you back in there if I can. There he goes. There we go. Sunfish, bluegill, redbreast. Let me turn him so he doesn't poke me in my hand. Here's my good wife across the creek there. I don't know if you can see her. Oh, 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 oh. There we go. There we go. Fish on. And another bluegill. It's the day of the gill, I guess. Well, the afternoon of the gill. Yeah, pretty little thing. Let's see if I can get that sun on. Reflection, reflection. Pretty fish. Uh-oh. There we go. Another little crappie. So here's what I'm thinking. You know, I did a whole week of nothing but trout magnet, and I could easily do a week with the Charlie Brewers too, because I'm gonna tell you what, these rascals, when nothing's going, I mean when something is going and it dies out, if you're not using these, you put one of these on, it's amazing. It turns fish on, and they got them in so many colors. There we go. Ice with chartreuse and some silver. This isn't flaking, this one. This is some kind of long stranded type sparkle. But anyway. Anyway, here's that I was telling you about. I used the tube jig on here. And there's nothing really to grip it, but it opens up a hole in the end of the bait big enough to hold it on there really well. And that is just a tube jig. I'm really liking that. There we go. So funny, these fish just do not hit. They just kind of suck it in. And which is weird for bluegill. Well, that's a little fellow, but barely got. You know, I have the hardest time getting the pole to stay up while I try to get these guys off. Okay, getting angry now. Pole, you don't want to make me angry, trust me. This one actually had a little bit of a hit to him. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. There we go. That was way out there. I mean, that was way out there. If we got another big crappie on pink and white, I'm just going to die laughing. That's what it is. Look at that one. Oh my goodness. I think I've determined the other fish will eat just about anything, color-wise, but the big crappie, I'm going to switch hands, really seem to like pink and white. Dang fish, how did you do this? There it is. Pink and white. That's just crazy. Nice fish. God, man, these things would be good to eat. Really nice fish. Goodbye, big fella. Something going on. I'm loving pink and white. Yes, sir. Pink and white. The color of the day. Another good size one. Man, I gotta find a better way to stop struggling with this fishing pole. Pink and white. Big old slab crappie. Can't argue with, I mean, you're seeing it, so you gotta believe it. So, what do you think of that? All weekend, nothing but Charlie Brewer Crappie Sliders. That's all I used. Just different colors. I found out that the pink and white was really, it was funny because I could use other colors and catch okay crappie. But when I used the pink and white, the bigger ones would hit. So, they do pay attention to color. There are things that turn on the bigger fish that the little fish would just buzz after everything, and the bigger fish have something in mind, I guess. I don't know. You don't get that big by being stupid, I guess, so you don't just swim after everything. But I just can't begin to say how well these things work. Bass Pro Shops was where I originally started buying them, and here recently I have noticed that certain colors that I used to be able to get from Bass Pro Shops I can't get. They don't even have a place for them on the wall anymore. So I actually ordered online, and I can't remember how many. I think I bought like 6 packs or something like that of different colors, and they actually sent me some free samples, which I think I have a picture of too. I only used 2 of the samples, and 2 of them I didn't catch anything with. One of them is a little teeny tiny, like it's the midsection back end off of one that I'm trying to figure what I would use that on, but I'll figure that out. But regardless, if you're looking for something where you can cover a lot of water, and if you're pan fishing, which is generally mostly what I caught, of course I caught a couple of good bass off those things too. These things cover a lot of ground. Man, I use a 1/16 ounce jig head, maybe a 1/32, depending on where I'm at, what I'm doing. 4-pound test. Usually it's the Trout Magnet SOS. I use a light rod, ultralight, medium light, but the 4-pound line, you can throw a 1/16 ounce jig. Probably, I would say 65 feet at least. I know I was really throwing them things pretty far. So, if you want to have a good time, pick you up some of these and get you some little jigs. I was even using tube jigs for the little tubes, look like the little squids, little squirm and squirts or whatever they call those things for crappie. And I was putting the crappie slider on there and pushing it up these guys right here. I get these at Bass Pro. They're little tube jigs, that's all they are. But the bait slides right up on there really well. And these have the red hooks. I kind of like that red. The red does tend to come off, but so what? Got these at Bass Pro Shops. I believe that's their own brand. And I really enjoyed. Let's just take a look. Let's do one here real quick. We'll go with this because it shows up good. This is a white with a chartreuse tail. I'll show you what I did here. Now I always like the tail to swim big side down So that would mean feeding that guy through here like so. Also, you got to take into consideration how long your hook is. Feed right through there, pop him through. And then I just pushed it right up on the tubed body, and it really stayed on there really well. I actually liked that better than the round jig. So I'm going to do this more often. Plus, I'm going to tell you what, I can find these tube jigs 10 times before I can actually find the size I want in the regular round headed jig. And because people aren't looking to use these, I guess. But I like that so much, I want to put that on something and cast right now. But anyway, that's how I was using it. I did add a spinner to it one time, and it didn't work out. It just, as a matter of fact, I still got it in here, the one that I used. I just stuck myself in the finger. Basically, I made it like a beetle spin kind of thing. This guy here. And never even got a nibble. Nothing. So what I did was take him back off and put it on just the jig and the grub and started catching fish again. Needless to say, it was a fun weekend. I had a good time. I hope all y'all had a good time, had a good Halloween, good safe Halloween. You're not still on that sugar high right now because it's November 1st. You could still be sitting around like a chihuahua sitting on a block of ice. But that's what Halloween's all about. Get them wound up, bouncing off the walls. Then they crash. Boom, man, they crash like a 747. Boom, pow, right down. They're gone. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. Charlie Brewer Sliders, crappie sliders. Give them a shot if you get a chance. If you can't find the colors you're looking for, get online. Order them. They'll send you some free samples. That's what they did to me. And I think you'll enjoy them. For anything from striped bass, largemouth bass, bluegill, crappie, caught them all. So, hey, I'll be talking with you later on the next go around. See ya.